So there's this question that gets asked all the time, which is the juice worth the squeeze? Or in other words, should average guys just give up in the current dating marketplace, right? And yes, things are very difficult. We acknowledge that the whole damn time. Things have got increasingly difficult for guys, and particularly for average guys, in dating these days. And why is that? Well, it's because of social media, okay? It's because of the social media platforms. It's largely because of Instagram. The dating apps also have a part to play in it as well. Women obviously now have manifold opportunities in the dating marketplace, far exceeding, in many cases, their actual objective worth or value. You know, they're getting hit up, even relatively average girls from small villages, small towns in Croatia or Lithuania or Russia or whatever, are getting hit up by guys, extremely high value guys, who are very wealthy, who have the 666, you know, six-pack abs, six figures, over 6 foot tall, cliche Chad type stuff. They're getting hit up by these guys, and they have opportunities with these guys, okay? Or at least, and even if they're not taking up those opportunities, you know, even if they're not getting on the plane and flying to Miami or flying to Dubai or whatever it is, all right? Nevertheless, they still feel that they have those opportunities. There's this sense of inflation in the dating marketplace, okay? And increasingly, guys are looking at this and they're going, well, is the juice really worth the squeeze? Because even if I put in all of this effort and I do all this self-improvement, and I try to get a girlfriend, even then, is she just going to cheat on me, or is she going to want to stick around, or is she going to be a high quality girl, the kind of girl that I really want to be with? Now, obviously, our message is, yes, absolutely, you should be doing those things. You should be self-improving. You should still be putting yourself out there, because, yeah, while things are tougher, they're not impossible. I think it's an exaggeration, and I think if you feel like things are impossible, you basically need to get off your computer and actually go out into the real world, because when you do that, what you see is, of course, there are many thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of guys who are pretty average, and they've got girlfriends, they've got wives, they're in relationships, whatever, right? So this idea that it's just completely, it's over, is false. But the question, though, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Is it actually worth it for you to make the necessary effort in order to get into a relationship? The problem with that question, the problem with the framing of that question, is it's certifiably absurd to ask that question. It's like saying, well, is it worth breathing? Is it worth eating food? Whether it's worth it is kind of beside the point, really. The fact is that this is something that you need, all right? Now, in terms of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it may not be the very, very first thing that you need, but it's certainly, in order to live a happy and satiated and productive life, you need to have female energy. You need to have a partner. Not like just necessarily one partner. I mean, you can spin plates, you can be promiscuous, you can do whatever you want to do, right? But you need to have that energy in your life. And if you don't, the truth is you're not going to be very happy, all right? Or you're not going to be happy for very long. It's perfectly fine to take time off. It's perfectly fine to take time out of the dating market. I've certainly done that myself from time to time. But the idea that you can just go monk mode, and just eschew female contact forever, I think is a very grave error, and I don't believe that that leads to a healthy life for any guy. So to ask the question, is the juice worth the squeeze? Well, whether you feel it's worth it or not is sort of a peripheral question, really. The fact is that this is something that you need, all right? So therefore, you don't have any choice, really, in the end, but to engage in the dating marketplace. And look, you're still being judged anyway. Even if you say, all right, I'm just completely checking out of everything, I don't care, people are still going to be judging you, all right? Women are still going to be judging you, men are still going to be judging you, okay? So really, just for your own self-esteem, you should be leveling up anyway, okay? And why not? Look, we're on this planet for a very short space of time, a few decades at most, okay? Why not try for the fullest possible life that you can have, okay? Why not just at least try for that? So that means self-improving, it means leveling up in all those areas that we always bang on about: money, muscles, game, frame, and putting yourself out there and just trying to make something happen, because why not, right? You know, you're going to die anyway, you might as well give it a go, okay? And then at least you can say to yourself, you can look at yourself in the mirror and you can say, I gave it a go. But as I say, asking if the juice is worth the squeeze, wrong question, because you can say to yourself, no, it's not worth the squeeze because all these girls are hoes, which is, by the way, is wildly inaccurate. I mean, and very disparaging and insulting to women to make that conclusion just because you've met a couple of bad apples in the pack. But, you know, if you want to make that conclusion, you can. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter anyway, because you still need female energy in your life. If you're a heterosexual guy, okay, you still need that. You still want sex, you still want romance, you still want love, you still want the snuggles, all right? You want all of those good things with women. And saying that you don't, you're kidding yourself and you're trying to kid other people. Most of all, you're fooling yourself, okay? So put that aside. Look at the things that you can control, which is yourself and your actions, the actions that you take on a daily basis, the actions that you take minute by minute. That's what you can control. Control those things. Do the best that you can every day. Put yourself out there. Learn about how to engage with the opposite sex in a manner that is efficient and that works, that actually pays dividends. And most of you guys watching this, you don't do that. You might think that you do that, but you don't do that, because we train guys in real life, so we know what people are doing out there, and it's often not very good unless you just happen to be lucky and a natural or whatever. Get some mentorship, get some training, put yourself out there and make things happen, because we only get one shot at this, and you might as well, okay? So look, I hope that message resonates with you. If it does, give me a like, give me a comment in the comments box below. Give me the thumbs up and all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel, of course. And if you want to get some coaching with me, if you want to have a free call with me where we can talk about all of this stuff, then hit the link below and you can book an appointment to do exactly that. I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.